Well, the problem in the field of sovereign immunity with respect to various tribal entities is that they come in all shapes and forms, and the transactions are varied. They arise within Indian reservations. They arise and are executed off-reservation. They sometimes involve the tribe acting itself. They sometimes involve the tribe acting through an instrumentality or an agency. They sometimes involve the tribe having formed a corporation under tribal law. They involve tribes acting through state law corporations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the courts have grappled with when do those particular entities have the sovereign immunity that is originally imbued by the tribe. And so the courts have come up with a variety of standards for figuring that out. And this has been a perplexing area of the law for practitioners. I've been litigating for tribes and tribal entities in the state, tribal, and federal courts for years. And this has been a recurring problem in the law, shall we say. Over the years, we have begun to distill a set of principles that have guided the courts in making determinations about when these specific entities are imbued with sovereign immunity from suit. And when you really refine it all down, it comes to three fundamental points for the most part, and that is, does the tribe or a tribal entity imbued with sovereign immunity own the entity in question? Two, is it controlled by the tribe? Does the tribe have authority to appoint the directors, the board of directors, for example? Does the tribe oversee the budgets and financial statements of the entity? Does the tribe approve significant contracts of the entity? So that's control. And then the third prong is whether the net profits of the entity go to support tribal government. Because the fundamentals of tribal sovereign immunity are grounded in the recent, well, Supreme Court precedent going way back, but the most recent Supreme Court precedents that have addressed tribal sovereign immunity in the modern era have been very clear that the reasons that sovereign immunity exists is to protect the tribe as a government in its governmental endeavors. And the governmental endeavors of Indian tribes are particularly unique because they involve economic activity to raise revenue to support tribal governments in a setting that's very different than ordinary governments. And that's because tribes don't have a significant tax base. So Congress has seen fit to promote tribal economic development through gaming and through other enterprises that sort of look like they're commercial or business, but in reality they are furthering the interests of the tribe as a government. So when you really look at what tribes do on the ground in terms of their enterprises, they aren't really just commercial or business enterprises. They are governmental endeavors of a unique tribal government to generate revenue for the tribe. And if those factors are well laid out in a case, the courts have been consistent in finding that those entities have the sovereign immunity of the tribe.